What's going on, everybody? Nicholas Moreano here. After the Bears' final game of the 2024 NFL season, and they leave Lambeau Field with a 24-22 victory over the Green Bay Packers, courtesy of Cairo Santos and his 51-yard field goal. But I think it was when I was in the press box, I was next to Herb Howard, and we were just watching the game, and he started recording. He's like, Nick, the Bears are up right now. What's going to end up happening in this game? And to be completely honest, I looked at him like, we've been through this way too many times, Herb. We know exactly how this game's going to end. The Bears are going to end up losing this lead, which they did, and ultimately lose this game. That didn't happen, though, you guys. And it was because of, and there are a couple factors here, but it was because of Caleb Williams. And even though his final stats are nothing to write home about. I'm looking over at my laptop over here on the left, but 21 of 29, I believe, 148 yards and a touchdown. The touchdown pass to DJ Moore off a 32-yard screen play. But it was on that final drive where I think you saw the growth mistakes that have happened in the past where the Bears weren't able to finish drives. Like, Caleb was the reason why they were able to finish that final drive, that 6-play, 47-yard drive that set up Cairo Santos for that game-winning field goal. And, the play to DJ Moore that ultimately put the Bears in position to kick that field goal, I think is a testament to Caleb Williams' growth from where he started this rookie season to where he ended up. And it was interesting because he checked to that type of play for DJ. Thomas Brown alluded to that in his press conference. But, just earlier that week, I asked Thomas Brown, how much flexibility does Caleb Williams have to adjust the play at the line of scrimmage? And he said little flexibility. But on that very play, he switched it based off the defense's alignment. And you connect with DJ for, an 18-yard reception. And that ends up putting the Bears in field goal range, and that happened on 3rd and 11. There were 4 other times, I believe, or 4 total times where Caleb targeted DJ on 3rd downs and converted the chains. It was something that he just felt comfortable with, especially in this game, and was able to capitalize on some big moments. And I think for Caleb Williams to go into Lambeau, and when we watched this game, I know I tweeted out earlier, this will be known as the screen game, because that's all the Bears were trying to do is throw horizontally to DJ Moore and try to get things going that way, and it really wasn't. There were a couple plays, so it's funny. There were a couple plays that worked. You had the DJ Moore 32-yard touchdown. That was a good play that ultimately scored for the Bears. But then there was another 3rd down. One of the 3rd down receptions was a screen, and I think DJ loses 2 yards on the play. So it's you got these hit or misses with the screen game. But on that final drive, they had to not just go to the screen, but you had to put some more vertical concepts down the field and attack the middle of the field. There's a nice play to Roma Dunze where he keeps his feet in bounds, but Caleb made plays when he needed to. And I think if you're a Bears fan looking at this 2024 season, which only ended with 5 wins, but snapped a 10-game losing streak at Lambeau Field, you got to be encouraged with what Caleb showed on that last drive. And I don't want to make this similar to what Mitch Trubisky did against the Philadelphia Eagles and what happened in that double doink game. Everyone talked about the last drive, and that was going to be the building block for him moving forward. No, I think this was different from Caleb Williams because he showed what maybe he struggled with early on, taking some sacks. On that drive, he got the horse collar tackle, which gave the Bears free yardage there, but there were a couple times where he was almost going to get sacked, but he was able to throw the ball away. That's what you wanted to see from Caleb Williams. Give yourself another opportunity to play another down without losing yardage, putting your team in a bad position. And on that drive, he was able to do that. He was able to avoid sacks. He was able to get the ball to his playmakers and then get his kicker, Cairo Santos, who said in his postgame he was praying for that moment, man. Knowing how the first one ended with that blocked field goal at Soldier Field where the Bears realistically should have beat the Packers then, but he wanted this moment. Caleb did everything he could, being on par with his offense, with Thomas Brown, to put Cairo Santos in a position, and he makes a field goal to give that Bears that 24-22 victory. And Two, just watching this game, I mean, there were so many ups and downs where whether it was DJ Moore fumbling the football on one of those screen passes that allowed the Packers to take the lead. You saw Keenan Allen get it was essentially a throw by him where he's throwing into triple coverage to nobody, and I think the closest man to him was DeAndre Swift down the right sideline, and that gets picked off. And so it was just so many like boneheaded mistakes, but still the Bears end up coming out with a victory on this one, and they did so playing a Packers team that was, a little bit banged up. Jordan Love goes out of this game. You have Malik Willis play. He's making some plays, but you still, for this Bears team, that did they have something to play for? I think everyone in that locker room would say yes, but they obviously weren't going to the playoffs or anything like that. They came into Lambeau and did their thing. And I can tell you this, just being in that locker room post-game, it matters, man. It matters to those players. It matters that they went into this final game of the regular season and came away with a victory. Like the vibes are vibing, man. Like it's kind of hard to dispute that because the music was blasting. Guys were, dabbing each other up and just they were excited about this. And it does, I think, hold a little bit more weight, obviously, when it's the Green Bay Packers, but it's been a long time since they've experienced that type of feeling. I got a chance to talk to TJ Edwards for a little bit. And, I asked him, like, with this type of win, can this realistically, like, carry over? I mean, you're going to be months without playing another football game, but can this carry over? And he said he believes that it can, and it's because you need to know what winning feels like. And I agree with that. I know I said in an earlier video that I did that I don't know how much I bought into the idea, like, if you win this game, it's going to put you in a better position to win games in 2025, but you can't deny that having a victory under your belt and knowing what it's like to close out a game, that's beneficial, especially when it's for a rookie quarterback and him going out and doing this on the road. There's a lot of streaks that were snapped in this game. I mean, the last time would have been like 21 games or something like that, even probably more without a Bears victory on a road game on a Sunday. Boom, you did that right here against the Green Bay Packers. Beating the Green Bay Packers, Lambeau Field, like that hadn't happened in a long time. Obviously, the 10-game losing streak doesn't get to 11. So a lot of good things happened in just this one victory. And, seeing the creativity, I think, too, from Coach Hightower, Richard Hightower. I think doing the whole, what was it? It was back in, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, 2011 or somewhere around there, where you do the Johnny Knox, Devin Hester fake to Hester, and Johnny Knox goes up the right sideline for a touchdown against the Packers, but it gets called back for a penalty. You saw that here with DJ Moore doing his best acting job, speaking like he's going to get the punt, and then Josh Blackwell is going down the right sideline and scoring a 94-yard touchdown for the Bears. So, great to see that. You saw at times the defense, I think, get after whoever was playing quarterback. There were a couple of big hits in this game. Kevin Byard lit up Malik Willis that caused a fumble on the play, and Jacob Martin had a rush on third down that forced Jordan Love out of the pocket at one point. So you did see some life out of the defense, and you saw some ups and downs from Tyreek Stevenson. Like, he makes some good plays with tracking the ball carrier from one side of the field to the other and laying down a big hit, and then he gives up a big 40-plus yard reception on third and long. So you do have those up and down moments, but I will say, just for a team that had not won in a very, very long time, going back to week 7 or week 6 or whatever it was against Jacksonville in London, it was nice to see this team actually not go the route that they've been going with these one-score games down to the very end. Like, I quite frankly, I thought at some point the Bears are going to screw this up where they're not even going to get a field goal attempt. They've already burned all their timeouts. The clock's just going to expire as they're trying to drive down the field, and that's going to be it. Didn't happen today. And I think you can build off of that. You can take that into next season, whoever the next head coach is going to be, and ultimately become a better team, hopefully, from this type of victory. But 24-22 at Lambeau Field, I've been here a couple times. I always appreciate my time here because it does have it's just a different type of feeling being here. But for the Bears to go out and get a victory, I think it speaks volumes to the team, even though they've been through a lot this season, and they get to end it off with one last victory. I also get to close out my 2024 regular season. I appreciate everybody who's followed my work throughout. This starts all the way back really in January, where we're doing all the drafts and free agency kind of starting there, coach, all this stuff, like the coaching search starting there with who they're going to get for offensive coordinator, all of that. And then I remember being at USC's Pro Day, the Combine, just so many different places. You guys have followed that journey, and now it ultimately comes to, I've seen ultimately like so many times, but I'm sorry for that. But it does come to an end for this 2024 regular season. You'll still see me around House Hall, covering the Bears, and just staying around the beat, and who knows what's next. So I think you just have to tune in and make sure you're following the YouTube channel or wherever I end up next. So maybe it's a teaser, maybe it's not, but you just got to follow me. And again, just want to say I appreciate everybody for supporting me throughout everything, good, bad, ugly, literally everything. I get to do this because of you guys, and I don't take that for granted. Actually, that was like kind of my idea as I was driving up this morning to Lambeau Field. It's like, I don't take any of this for granted. This is a really cool opportunity for anybody to be at these games, to cover the football games, to be in the locker rooms, talk to the players, talk to the coaches, write stories, and do all this around football. It is a really cool opportunity. But again, thanks to everybody. Bears win 24-22, and gosh, there's so much more that's going to be happening with this Bears team in terms of who's going to be the head coach, the staffs, the players are going to acquire, the players that maybe are not going to be retained. So much is going to happen, and I'll be there to do my best to cover it to the best of my ability. But I'm going to close out this video. Got to do some other stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.